Hello, everyone, and welcome to this reading. So, my name is Bridget, and I thought I would shuffle live for you today just to see exactly what Spirit actually wanted to say to you at this time. So, we're going to use the Gilded Tarot deck, and I'm going to tune in with you. And what does Spirit really want you to know at this time? What does Spirit really want you to know at this time? Ooh, look at the Magician! Oh my God, that is so positive. So, you're manifesting a dream, like a dream come true, a wish fulfilled. You're actually in the process of manifesting this, and you're a lot closer than you think. That's what I feel Spirit really wants you to know. You're a lot closer than you think. I'm feeling like some kind of doubt where you're not really realizing that you are actually a really powerful creator. Spirit kind of wants to remind you that you're a very powerful creator and that you have within you the ability to manifest something that is actually far better of an outcome than you realize. I'm seeing from Spirit saying something like, please don't settle. Please don't settle at this time. Don't settle for less than what you actually want or what it is that you actually deserve. Don't settle. If you're, I don't know, applying for a new house or something, or looking to buy a house or something, wait it out until you manifest the one that you actually want. Don't settle and just be like, well, I guess I'll just get this one, kind of like out of scarcity or out of fear. Because I'm just seeing that you're like super in your power at this time in terms of manifestation. Actually be really careful about what you might be saying as well, because I'm seeing if you kind of just make throwaway comments and stuff, that might actually end up manifesting and coming true. Like the Magician is magic. Like you have magic within you that you are actually using more than you realize. And so just be careful of your power. Like be aware of how powerful you are, because I'm seeing even if you just make a flippant kind of comment, a throwaway remark, it might actually end up coming true. So back of the deck, we also have the Five of Cups. So this is the kind of self-doubt energy that I was feeling kind of permeating your energy field. And it's why I think you don't always see what a powerful creator that you actually are, and how you have the ability to manifest what it is that you actually want, what it is that you actually desire. Spirit's saying you don't actually have to settle. You can manifest such a really good outcome in something that you are desiring at this time, in something that you are wanting. It could, and I keep getting something like it could be better than you think, because this is really clouding your perception. This Five of Cups is childhood trauma and baggage, ancestral karma. It's really in the energy body and in the emotional body. And it can really make you feel less than, or make you feel kind of that things aren't available to you, kind of doubt yourself a lot. And it can basically just cause a lot of suffering. But I'm seeing here, Page of Swords. Keep an open mind, because there's actually a lot more available to you than you realize. It's kind of crazy how much is actually available. Let's pull a card about this, Spirit. What do you want to tell them about what is really available to them at this time? We have the Five of Pentacles. This is really saying you have an infinite amount that's actually available, but there are these things that are kind of getting in the way. Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups, two of probably the harshest cards in the tarot, I have to say. So you've been going through it in a heavy way in terms of the karmic burden that you've been dealt in this lifetime, that you're dealing with in this lifetime. I'm almost seeing you might think that this universe has special conditions for you where it's really hard for you, where it's not as hard for other people or something like this. I'm seeing something like this where it's sort of yeah. It's creating kind of a split, because on the back of the deck we have the Two of Swords. It's creating kind of a split between what is actually possible and available to you versus what you are perceiving as being possible or available to you. And I'm seeing spirits kind of trying to get you more into the open-minded kind of perception of realizing that there's so much more available to you than you realize. So much more, that you actually are an incredibly powerful manifester. So Spirit's also saying again that message of be really careful about what you might be affirming at this time. Make sure you're not affirming oh, nothing ever happens for me, or I never get chosen, or I never get the thing that I want. Because Spirit's saying, well, you're a very powerful manifester and your words carry a lot of potency and a lot of power. So it might end up kind of actualizing around you. But I'm seeing, look at that. Next up on the back of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles. There's a new beginning here in the material world that really wants to come through for you. But I'm seeing that it might be a little bit delayed because of this Five energy. Five is tension energy. It's this, it's when two energies are kind of pushing against each other. And that's what I'm seeing with this Two of Swords. It's there's two energies within you that are kind of fighting each other. They're kind of battling it out, and they both want victory. They both want to win. Yeah, it's almost you're wrestling with a new timeline. There's an old timeline, there's a new timeline, and they're kind of fighting each other. And you're in a really important phase right now where you can't give up. Like Spirit saying, do not give up, because you're really close to actually being successful and having victory and manifesting something like really incredible here. But I'm just seeing that you're facing a lot of resistance in the energy field, and that might be making you feel kind of like, oh, hopeless, or like, oh, this isn't going to work out for me, or maybe I should just give up, or maybe I'm just crazy to think I can actually do it, and I should just settle for this thing that I don't really want. And Spirit's saying, no, keep an open mind. Try to have as much of an open mind as possible, and also see it from the perspective of like these energies, when you're transitioning into a new phase, like when you're manifesting something new with the Magician, we have to kind of sometimes be patient as like an old timeline phases out as a new one comes in. And that's really what I see for you. It's like the Two of Swords is like you're really at this cusp of this new beginning. The Ace of Pentacles in the back of the deck, this new beginning is ready for you. It wants to come in, but you just have to hold on a little bit longer. I'm feeling like Spirit saying to be really strong at this time, to use your strength, to use your power, your own kind of like free will, to use that for good, and to recognize that even if certain energies are cycling out, you can observe them as much as you can. You can try to not get too caught up in kind of like a narrative or a script around what might be manifesting and be like, oh, this always happens to me, it's so unfair. And instead try to see it as evidence that this pattern is becoming really obvious as it is leaving your life. Like some kind of a pattern, it might becoming really obvious in a way that's really triggering. But I feel like it's doing that because it wants to leave your life. It's actually ready to like be done with. It's ready to be let go of. Two of Swords is also like something that we cut off from. Like we cut off from the old as we enter into the new phase. We cut off from something that is old, and we can't go back to that. So it's like there's something here about being also kind of in between, where it's like you've walked away from an old life and you haven't fully walked into a new one yet. And there's sort of this in between. It might be a little bit awkward. There might be growing pains. You might be sort of questioning, like, am I really doing the right thing? Am I on the right path? Like, I'm feeling a lot of doubt kind of from your past might be trying to creep in and kind of cause suffering at this really kind of vulnerable time of your timeline shift. But Spirit's sort of showing me now the energy of like, when you plant a seed, and because the Ace of Pentacles actually talks about a seed that we plant, and look at that, next up on the deck we have the Ten of Cups, and that's my favorite card in the whole tarot. I love this card. Look at it, it's utopia. Like this new beginning is so positive for you. Spirit's showing me like a seed. When you plant a seed, the first little sprout that comes up, it doesn't look the same as like the whole plant once it's finished growing, okay? But imagine if you looked at that little seed and you were like, that little sprout, and you were like, gosh, you're not very good looking. You're not really the whole plant that I was hoping that would grow. It's like you got to nourish it, you got to nurture it, you got to be patient with it, you got to give it a little bit of love and like trust that it's going to grow if you give it the right conditions. And this is what I'm feeling Spirit saying for you. It's like be kind of aware of how you might be treating yourself at this very vulnerable time where you're like moving timelines, like you're transitioning from an old timeline to a new one. And I'm kind of seeing you treating yourself a little bit like that seed, where it's like you just planted a seed, right? You're like, I know I want a new beginning. I'm ready for a new beginning. You're leaving behind a lot of stuff from your past that you're like, I don't want anything to do with that anymore. I'm done. I'm over it. I'm moving on. But then as that little seed is sprouting, that tiny little sprout, you're like judging it and you're like, that's it? Is that really it? Really? And it's like, there's so much more to come. Just give it time, give it some time. We got the Ace is a 1, and then we've got the 10. It's like, give this cycle time to really start to take root and grow and flourish and bear fruit, because it will. It's very promising. And if you can keep giving it the right conditions and recognize that you have the power, like I'm sort of seeing you as a magician now as like also being the one who has the power to like water the plant, to make sure it has sunlight, to, pull weeds out from around it. And to also give it some love, like plants really respond to love. They respond to positive thinking. They respond to positive energy, to different music, to being sung to or spoken to. I'm kind of seeing like really Spirit saying to treat yourself like this like little seed that's just starting to sprout, because this is your new life. This is your new beginning. And just like you wouldn't judge a little sprout, you would like treat it with so much celebration. You'll be like, wow, it's starting to grow. How exciting. It's happening. It's coming in, So there's sort of like Spirit saying to shift your perception. Like it's time to shift your perception, not only on what is possible for you at this time, but also on what is inevitably coming if you nurture yourself with the right energies, if you give yourself that water, if you give yourself that sunlight, and make sure that there's, you're weeding out from around that sprout to make sure that nothing else gets there. Because this new beginning is so positive. Like the Ace of Pentacles followed by the Ten of Cups. Oh my gosh, like this is a new beginning you are not going to want to miss, okay? So just hold in there, like hold strong, because I feel like it's almost like a battle of the wheels between the old timeline and the new one. And I know that you want the new one. So just like kind of hang in there because it will come in. But I'm just seeing that there's sort of like a little bit of unfinished business that's still kind of like lingering around. And I think that unfinished business, as it's sort of purging away from you, as it's like clearing, it might be causing you a little bit of like confusion or a little bit of doubt or uncertainty where you're kind of like, oh my God, is the old just going to repeat again? Is everything just doomed again for me? Am I just going to fail? Maybe I should just settle. Maybe I should just give up. Maybe I should just go backwards. But I'm just seeing with the Two of Swords, it's like there really is no going backwards. It's time to move forwards. This new beginning is right. This new beginning is like destined. So give yourself, like, it's almost not even like it's dependent on you. I mean, I do see you do need to nurture yourself a little bit, but it's not that much. You know, like plants have a life force of their own. They grow. You don't have to do a huge amount to give them the right conditions so that they grow. You know, the sun exists, it rains, you know, things happen. If the soil's good enough, that plant's just going to grow. That plant's just going to grow. And that's kind of what I'm seeing for you with your new beginning is like, you don't really even have to do a huge amount. Like giving yourself some nurturance and some love is good, but you don't have to do that much. This new beginning feels kind of inevitable. It feels like it's just going to be happening. But Spirit's reminding you to nurture yourself during that and recognize that the old, there's no going back. There's no going back anymore. You've made a decision that you can't come back from in the best kind of way. I'm seeing like doors closing behind you, and then that might be creating like a little bit of fear where you're like, oh my God, I can't go back. What if I need to go back? What if I want to settle? What if I want to go back to this old thing because it's familiar? And Spirit's saying like, trust me, you don't want that old thing. You want this 10 of Cups. You want this ultimate fulfillment. You want the 10 cups full of love. You want harmony, divine love, like a happy, happy life. This is what is being promised to you in this new beginning. So just the void, that in between where like the old has kind of closed, the old door has closed, but you're still moving into the new phase. That's the scariest part of change. That's the scariest part of manifestation, because it sort of feels like we don't have anything super anchoring us in. Just like that little sprout, that little seed that's just sprouted, it doesn't have super firm roots, you know, that are like holding it really deep into the ground. It's still kind of finding its way. It's still taking root. So it's like, be really gentle with yourself. Try to give yourself love instead of judgment. And optimism, like the Page of Swords, remember? Optimism instead of doom and gloom, because there is hope here, okay? You got the 10 of Cups, my favorite card, okay? It's my favorite card. Spirit doesn't give me this card unless something amazing is coming in. You got the Ace of Pentacles. A new beginning is assured. Just, if you can, nurture that seed as best you can, just like you would a little plant that's so beautiful, seeing its life force taking root. If you can. If you can't even muster that, if you're like, you know what, I got nothing left to give, then okay, you're going to manifest it anyway, okay? It's still coming in. It's still coming in. There's enough momentum. There's enough sunlight to help it grow. There's enough rain. It's gonna come in. All right. That is your message. I'm sending you so much love and light. I also feel that for you, if you resonate with my work, you might want to check out my shop and check out my Metamorphosis light language tape. It's got a butterfly as the artwork, and it really might help you as you're kind of dealing with this void energy where you're like you've had the ending of an old life, but the new life may still be kind of like coming in, and there might be a little bit of fear and uncertainty and anxiety as these old energies are still kind of phasing out, and it's going to help you kind of get to this new beginning. So yeah, all up to you. Links are in the description box below. I will link the Metamorphosis tape so you can have a look, and I'm just sending you so much love and light. Take care.